on, everybody? Welcome to Rips Card Rips. We are live, ready to rip 2025. Heritage High Number Baseball. What's up, Stay Puffy? Stedo, what's going on? Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good week. Happy Hump Day. We got a full case here, 12 boxes, tons of cards. We will get started here momentarily. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning customer, welcome back, of course. We're live on eBay Live and YouTube for your viewing pleasure. A's fan, what's up? We will run the full case. We'll do a recap at the end of all the hits. We'll get these shipped out to you within a couple of business days, safely and securely in bubble mailers, as always. We do value our feedback here. We ship safer and faster than anybody else in the hobby. If you hit anything crazy big, we'll always reach out to you and make sure you get expedited shipping. But yeah, like I said, we're live on eBay Live and YouTube. Thanks everybody who joined the break. If you guys love breaks and all the new releases this week, we've got Cosmic Chrome Baseball tomorrow night, a case. We've got Topps Chrome Basketball going all weekend long. We've got some Merlin Soccer. So we got a ton of breaks this weekend. All of them are up now, so if you want to come back and hang out, check those out. All of those breaks for the rest of the weekend are up now. As for tonight, 12 boxes. I'm not super familiar with Heritage and all the different, flip bat and flip stock and different variations. So if you guys want to help me out, if you think I miss a short print or an image variation or something like that, just let me know. I'm always happy to go back and show another card. We do show all cards. We do ship all cards. But there's a chance that I may not recognize a specific variation just because I've never ripped this product. So hopefully you guys can guide me through it. But anyhow, we will do a recap at the end of all the hits. These will ship out safely and securely within a couple of business days. If you have any questions on either channel, just leave them down in the comments section on either YouTube or eBay Live. Otherwise, sit back, relax, and enjoy the break. If you want to let me know who you're rooting for in the live break, please do. I always love to know who's here hanging out during a live. If not, no worries. You don't have to let me know. Just sit back and watch the break. If you're someone who wants to watch it tomorrow, like I said, there will be a recap at the end, so you can fast forward to see all the hits at the end if you don't want to listen to me ramble on. I would guess we'll be here for an hour and a half or so. Like I said, there are a ton of cards in these boxes, so we will show you all of them. Good luck, everybody. Let's get started. Again, 2025 Heritage High Number. Tomorrow night we got Cosmic Chrome, so if that's a product you like, come by and hang out. We're looking for a real one auto. We're looking for some red ink. Obviously, we would love to see more autos than relics. I don't know what you guys are seeing. If you guys have watched a bunch of cases of this already or ripped one yourself, how many autos you're seeing per case, I have no idea. Have not ripped it yet this year, so if you guys want to let me know what we can expect, that'd be cool. One auto or relic. Okay. There's our 12. Empty case. Just a second. We're probably going to need some thick ones here, just in case we hit any crazy rocks. Some 108s, some fresh 130s. There we go. Get some 108s and 130s just for relics up here, ready to rock. All right. All right. Let's get ready to go. Let's do it. Chat is quiet tonight. John says, where are you guys located? We're up in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio. Hi, Song Kim. Good luck, everyone. Let's go, Dustin Duffy. Good luck to you. All right, let me get these out of the way. Again, like I mentioned a couple minutes ago, I don't rip a ton of Heritage. This is a new one for me, especially with high numbers. So some of the variations and stuff like that, I may not catch right away. You're going to get the card either way. But if you see one that's a variation that I might not focus on and you want me to go back, just let me know. Always happy to go back, re-show cards. Find the flip stocks are like really hard to hit, but hopefully we catch one. But again, let me know. Let me know if you think I missed something. We got, 24 packs per? All sorts of action here. All right, good luck. Let's hit a super. I haven't hit a super in a while. Let's hit a Chrome Super in one of these packs. That's the goal. Karen Paris. We'll try to fly through the base for you guys. Gillespie, Stowers, Chase Lee, Don Sutton, Tim Tawa, Brady Basso, Eric Miller, What are you guys seeing per box outside of the relic or auto? How many are you seeing numbered cards in every box, or is it kind of tough to come by? What are you guys seeing? It's a blue border. Kyle Hendricks. Matthew Boyd is a chrome base. Eric Miller, blue border. McGreevy. Wallner, Brett Batty, Edgar Quero, blue mini diamonds, or blue sparkle. Not sure what they call that, but good looking card. All right, let's find something here. Let's find something to get the chat going a little bit. Stowe, what's up, man? Long time no see. Hope all is well with you. Got some WWE releasing on Monday. Can't wait for that. Matt's Vanson, rookie refractor chrome. There we go. It's going good, man. It's going good. Can't wait to get some more WWE product going in here. It's been a while. Fanatics really crushed us with WWE this year. Ryan O'Hearn chrome. Ranger Suarez, Brad Lord. Cal Quantrill. Hunter Dobbins. Meadroth. You may not sleeve and load every one of those if they're going to be super common, but they will be when they ship to you. All right, Willie McKeever. Kenley Jansen, mini. Blue Sparkle, Nick Ainwright. And these packs don't open like you'd like them to. They really fight with you. All right, we got a relic. It's Michael McGreevy, rookie relic. Pretty Basso blue. McGreevy. Gotta get that one. That one actually probably 75. Yeah, that's a thin relic right there. All right, McGreevy. Get you in a 75, my man. All right, relic in the first box. Not what we're looking for. Looking for Freddie Freeman and Luke Keyshaw. All right. Batty. Green, rookie Zach Veen. First numbered card out of 99. Eric Miller. All right, numbered cards are good. We like those. Nice Zach Veen. We got to get something on a stand early, so it'll be a Zach out of 99. Logan Van Way. Chrome is Josh Naylor. Wagaman. Man, these might be the toughest packs to open in the biz. Kirby Yates Chrome. Really got to be on your game with these packs, man. Pedro Pajes. Yikes. I remember my first pack opening. There it was. Austin Hayes. Nice. Christian Campbell. That's a hollow foil. Those are tough to hit. Rookie Performers. Holographic. Taylor Ward. That's a nice Christian Campbell. Nice KC holographic. I assume that's the holographic version of the insert. From reading the checklist, that seems like a nice card. Merrill Kelly, we got another refractor coming at us. Dustin May, refractor. Chris Sale, Bybee. Again, if you guys want to rip some Cosmic Chrome, we have a player break by the case tomorrow night of that. Seen some crazy one-of-ones already popping out of that. Alan Roden, Tim Tawa. They definitely didn't print much of that. I know that. That's a very limited print product, so cases should be fun. I say should. Never know. Tanner Scott, Pavin Smith, Devers. How many autos are you guys seeing per case? Have anybody watch a case of this yet? Yeah, James Wood, rookie performer. So that was the hollow foil or holographic version of that Christian Campbell. That's a nice hit. Rich Hill. God, he's been around forever. Not many autos in the Cosmic. Yeah, I know the autos are tough to come by. Moises Ballesteros. A couple autos per case. 2 per case here. Are you only seeing 2 out of these, John? Perfect 10s, Freddie Freeman. Jack Dreyer. So you're seeing 10 relics and 2 autos out of these? Jake Myers, Evan Sisk, blue border, Shelby Miller. Oh, Sonic, yeah. Cosmic, yeah. Usually you'll see 2 or 3 out of Cosmic. Last year our case had 3. What are you seeing out of these? Braden Fisher, rookie. John Rojas. Did I pull a Freeman? I don't remember. Kind of fly through the base. You'll get all of them. I'm sure you'll see plenty of Freddie Freeman bases, but we're looking to get you something better than that. Ascara. Did we pull a Freeman last year? No. Robert Hassel, if that's what you're asking. In Cosmic, no. Did not pull a Freeman auto. It's been a while since I pulled a Freeman auto. It's been a while since I pulled a Freeman auto, and it's been a while since I pulled an Ohtani auto. Fermin, Leote, Luis May, Chase Petty. All right, first box, relic, 1 numbered card, 1 holographic. I don't know if that's the average or what, but hopefully they pick up from there. Again, welcome everyone if you're just joining. The last Ohtani auto I pulled was out of 10 from Platinum Anniversary 23. So we are overdue for an Ohtani auto, I'll tell you that. Love to see one here soon. Maybe tonight. Real 1 Ohtani auto would be a cool hit. I pulled a bunch of cool autos. I think last year, or this year's highlight, for me would have been we pulled the Messi Superfractor auto. When I say me, it's just me. I'm the only one who does this. Matty Shaw, rookie. I'm the only one that is rips here, so it's just me. But yeah, I pulled the Messi Superfractor auto, which was pretty cool. Actually had the fellow come pick it up from me. Cody Clemens. It was the first time I've ever had somebody request. And we ship crazy hits all the time, but we always ship them out, you know, in boxes and insured and signature required and all that stuff. But this guy wanted this card so bad he came and picked it up. Rafael Devers. So drove 4 hours and picked it up from me. You can always do that if you hit something insane here and you don't want it shipped. I'll meet you somewhere, you pick it up. I guess I don't really blame the guy with the postal service some of these days. Stuff gets lost all the time. I've been very fortunate. We don't get stuff lost very often, if ever, but a $20,000, $30,000 card, I might want to go pick it up. Logan Van Way, Evan Sisk. Nala, what's up, man? Hope all is well with you. All right, let's see something. Let's see an auto. Kyron Paris, Luis May, Merrill Kelly, Pat Corbin. Mick. Jorbit Vivas, Stephen Vogt, Smith Shaver. B. Young, Chrome, Omar Cruz, Craig Yoho, blue border. Tanner Scott. Adam Frazier is out of a 200. Adam Frazier out of 200. Denzel Clark. Adam Frazier to 200. Logan Evans. Refractor. Enrique Hernandez. Nice. Jackson Jobe. The refractors look really good. Numbered cards look really good. The chromes look really good. The base design, I'm not a huge fan of, but not a huge fan of paper cards in general. Chandler, Simpson, Tanner, Scott. I know a lot of people are. That's why the hobby's cool. Different stuff for different people. If we all like the same stuff, it would be boring. I try to tell my kids all the time. Everybody's different. Be young. Martin Perez. It's been around for a long time. Throwing slow, off-speed junk for a long time. Martin Perez has been. Monsi. McCutcheon relics, or 2 for 2 with relics, which isn't going to make anybody happy. 2 for 2 relics. There's a Kutch. All right, it's a bat. So relics everywhere so far. My Heavenly Products. What's up? I like that username. It's a good username. All right, we got a black border chrome Ben Williamson 276. B. Williamson rookie to 76. So looks like through 2 boxes you're getting 1 numbered card per box. I don't know if that's the standard, but so far we got a green and a black border to 76. A holographic insert and no autos through 2 boxes yet. Maybe they're just saving us for the monster auto we're going to pull. Manzardo, Lucas Giolito, chrome. Leo Rivas. Braxton Fulford blue. Ronnie Simon. Braxton Fulford again. Harrison Bader. Harry B. My youngest son's name is Harrison. Turning 6 this weekend. I'm take him to his first Cavaliers game. Justin Hagenman, Tony Oliva, Trevor Story. Enrique Hernandez. We got another refractor coming. That one's AJ Minter. What's that? Josh Ross. Again, if you think I missed one of the logo variations or something like that, let me know. I'll probably catch it during the sort, but either way, you're going to get all your cards shipped to you. We always show and ship every card. I just don't know all the variations. They're so tough to catch here. Mav Handley. This is not an easy product. It's like Gypsy Queen. That used to be a fun one to try to catch. I know the nickname ones we should catch. Omar Cruz. Those ones, if there's a nickname, we should catch it, but like Gypsy Queen used to have like the blank nameplate. Like those were easy to catch, but some of them, man, it's wild. Alec Thomas, there's a Mike Schmidt insert. Pedro. Dalton Rushing's nice. Evan Phillips, last pack box 2. Pretty boring rip so far. Hopefully it heats up a little bit with the autos. Hopefully we catch some autos and some short printed stuff. Hollow foil, Brooks Lee. So it seems like 1 per box on those. We'll take a Brooks Lee. His stock has certainly dropped a little bit. Hollow foil, or holographic they call that. Brooks Lee. All right, we're 2 boxes in. Nothing to write home about yet. Nothing all that exciting yet. Thanks for joining us. All right, let's start to break this case. Let's get this case going. Here we go. Brandon Young. Christopher Sanchez. Cole Henry. Nick Einright. Sagano. Tommy Pham. Austin Hayes. Tyler Callahan. Maddie's fans. Chrome is Edgar Quero, Matthew Lugo, Brian Hayes. There we go. That's the first one that ripped the right way. Sung-Chae Chang. Johnny Bench. I'm ready for an auto. I'll tell you that. I'm ready for an auto. There we go. Now we're getting the hang of it. Pavin Smith, Billy Williams, Fraley, and Taylor Walls. This feels super thick. Maybe it's a relic auto or something wild. It feels super thick, though. Hopefully it's for good reason. It's Zach Nito, another relic. Blaine Krim. Damn it. All right, we're 3 for 3 with relics, which isn't going to make anybody happy. Hopefully it's at least 6 autos out of a case. But again, I've been asking you guys. Nobody's telling me, so I don't know what to expect out of a case. I have no idea. Gold, Luis Urias. Gold. Nice little color match there. Seems to be our 1 numbered card per box. Luis Urias. Gold out of 50. It's our lowest numbered card. Non-rookie, not a huge name, so that one's not going to get a stand, but I like to see the gold. Michael Garcia, Bryce Harper. Pedro. Brandon Young is in every box. It's a pretty large checklist. You're getting a couple hundred cards per box, so I mean, you're going to get all your base guys. Dalton Rushing is nice. All those blue sparkle, light blue sparkle variations will be sleeved and loaded when they ship to you. Just for the sake of the break, I don't sit here and sleeve and load every one of them during the break. It gets boring. Eric Miller, Tim Elko. The Break Barn, what's up? Hunter Dobbins. That looks like a blue. We getting 2 numbered cards here? Yeah, Mickey Moniak out of 150. First box with 2 numbered cards. We'd love to see that. Now let's show us a red or a super with a nice name, please. Refractor of Justin Turner, Cam Smith. Bob Hassel. Chrome Cabrera. Merrill Kelly. Connor Gillespie. Gillespie. Either I've been spelling that wrong or that's an error. Probably Gillespie. Alejandro Osuna, refractor. Max Kepler, Javi Baez. Chrome, Carson Kelly. Daryl Hicks. Larnock. Nate Lukes. Cesar Geronimo. It's a buyback. Geronimo. Cal Quantrill, Tommy Seaver, Logan Henderson. Harrison Bader again. Maverick Handley. Great name. I like that name, Maverick. I'm a Top Gun fan, though, so. Hank Aaron. Holographic. Nice Hank. It's a cool card right there. The holographics look good. 1 per box on those, it appears. All right, 3 boxes in, no autos. We got to fix that. Got to get some autos going. Got to get some autos going here. There we go. All right, box 4 coming at you. Sorry, it's been kind of boring so far. Let's see if we can't get something going here. Chat is quiet. Case is quiet. Let's change it all up. Ohtani red ink auto right here. So we can call my shot. I was just thinking earlier today. It's been so long since we pulled a Shohei. Chandler Simpson's nice. Drake Baldwin rookie. Paul DeYoung. Lucas Giolito. JP Sears. Still a fan, what's up? Kyron Paris, Nick Einright. Connor Galipsy. Verdugo. Sisk. Connor Joe. Mick Lucas Giolito. Brett Batty. Moises rookie. Matty Boyd. Come on, let's see an auto. Soren Lau. Perfect 10 Ohtani. There you go. Smith Shawver. Pavin. Chrome, Tanner Bybee, Luis Urias hits again. Rich Hill. Ornelas to 200. Juan Duran. Sugano. Ornelas to 200. Is Kurtz a redemption in this? Do we know? He's been a redemption in a lot. Matty Shaw, rookie. Nice there. Nice Matty Shaw refractor. We like to see that. That's one of the short print image variations too. Card number 712. That one will play. I know the high number ones are definitely variations, so that's a nice Matt Shaw variation. Congrats to the Matt Shaw spot. That's a nice one right there. Very cool card. All right, now let's hit an auto. Max Muncy. Michael Taylor. Caleb Freeman. T. Harrington. Luke's. AI Sammy, what's up? Come on, let's see an auto. Johan Rojas, Thurman Munson. Tyler Mail. Hunter Dobbins, way off center. Nico Cavadas, auto. Blue ink, real one auto. Christian Campbell's nice. Higashioka. All right, so we got an auto. It's Nico Cavadas. All right. Well, we got an auto. So there's that. Manzardo. Green, Colton Gordon to 99. Colton G, Kodai Senga. Blue ball, Braden Fisher. Another green. Bob Hassel again. Gillespie. Vassell. Merrill Kelly. Sung Chae Chang, Alec Thomas, Ronnie Simon. Carlos Narvaez. Refractor Tyler Owens. Some of these packs just refuse to open easy. I wish those ones had something good in them. Wish they were hiding something good. Matty Lugo, Naylor. Alejandro Osuna. Will Wilson. Morton. McGreevy, Gavin Sheets, Omar Cruz, Chase Petty. That was a boring pack. Jonathan Aranda. Marcelo Blues, nice. Gordon Phillips. Last pack of box 4. So far, we are left wanting. Should have a hollow foil here. Yep, Bobby Witt Jr., Ryland Thomas, Mr. Witt, perfect 10. It's wild that this is his only card in this set. What a mistake by Fanatics. Like, Mike Trout only has that one card as well. Gotta find a way to be better at that stuff. Make the checklist more appealing. Mike Trout's got one card. Bobby Witt's got one card. Come on, guys. Be better. All right. Box 5. What's been a boring case so far? We need that one card to get us going. How about a red? How about a red chrome? Feeling something super short printed here. See if I can't be right. I also tried to call an Ohtani auto, and we hit a Nico Cavadas, so, you know, not right all the time. All right, good luck. Box 5, let's go. Leo Rivas. Billy Williams. Jose Fermin. Again, welcome to Rips Card Rips. If you guys are new here, welcome. Not a lot of screaming or yelling or swearing or any of that garbage here. We don't need to scream and yell on every single card. It's a fun, laid-back channel. If you guys want to talk sports, usually that's what we do here. The chat's kind of quiet tonight, which it's a Wednesday night. It's sort of a mellow product, but if you guys want to get into an exciting chat, we'll be here tomorrow night with Cosmic Chrome. We got some Chrome basketball, Yainer Diaz. But we rip usually at least a case of every new release, so if you're looking for flagship products and heritage and archives, we didn't get archives this year. I didn't like the price point. I didn't like what they did with the price point on that one, but usually we get at least one of everything, and then the major releases we get a bunch, so we'll be ripping Topps Chrome basketball all weekend long. There's going to be some crazy hits coming out of that stuff this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Although I'm from the Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Hakeem Olajuwon, end of the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, you know, like Allen Iverson. Like, that's my era. I'm 43, so I'm excited to see some of those cards pop out, hopefully. But who knows? I opened a hobby case of flagship Topps basketball and hit 2 Cooper flag autos, a red and a gold in the same case. So we've pulled some crazy stuff out of the new Topps stuff. Who knows what's coming with Topps Chrome? I can't imagine what these. I've seen people selling Maverick spots for $2,000 in a hobby case. It's a wild world out there. Juan Murillo. That's why we're here on eBay. We just put them up for auction. We let the spots go for what the market dictates. I don't dictate my prices. What are we looking for here? You're looking for. That's cool. 76. Jake Myers at a 76. You're looking for chrome autos. You're looking for anything super short printed. There's variations, but they're really tough to catch. Like there's ones where like the fielder will be off. So if you guys see, if I happen to miss one of those, which it's impossible as you're doing a break to catch those. There's nickname variations. There's all sorts of stuff. There's relics, there's autos, but really you're just looking for autos. The autos are the big chase here. The red ink autos are really what you're looking for. Ramon Laureano refractor. Zach McKinstry, but it's a pretty big checklist. It's a pretty wide update rookie checklist, so there's a lot of names that, you know, probably aren't super valuable at the moment in releases like this. Kyle Manzardo, Brandon Pfaadt. Matty Shaw, so we pulled the variation Matt Shaw, which was cool. Alex Call. Landon Raup, so we got another relic, Mackenzie Gore. It's not a great one either. Mac Gore. So we are 4 for 5 in relics, which is super annoying. 4 for 5 in relics. 1 auto out of 5 so far, and a bunch of boring relics. Hopefully the second half of the case heats up with the autos. Again, I don't usually rip this stuff, so I'm kind of new to it. Here comes a gold out of 50. Let's see a big name. Elvis Alvarado. A's. Elvis. I don't know much about Elvis. Like I said, the checklist is pretty wide here. It's a beautiful card. The gold chromes look great. Elvis Alvarado. If you got that spot, congrats. I've seen a Keyshaw. I've seen a couple Keyshaws. I'm not sure if I've seen a Freeman. I don't know what he has on this checklist. He may be insert only. You'd have to double check. Leody Tavares. Like I know Trout, and he may have autos. I'm not really sure, but you'd have to check, John. Carlos Narvaez. Escara. But I've definitely seen a couple of Luke Keyshaws. I've actually said his name a couple times. I don't yell out every single name out of 2,000 cards. Nobody wants to hear that, but definitely seen a Keyshaw. Lars Nootbaar. But now I'll be keeping an eye out for a Freddie Freeman for you. He's got inserts. So he's got inserts and holographics. Yeah, the inserts are tougher to hit in these. Grant Wolfram. See, like, I haven't even heard. Like, some of these are pretty deep prospects who came up late in the year. I haven't even heard of some of these guys, honestly. That's the product. Connor Gillespie. Tyler Callahan. Callahan Motors. Connor Joe. Bieber, McGreevy, Juan Mejia, Sisk. Tyler O. Pozo, Jackson Jobe, Justin Turner, Patty Corbin. Tyler Tolbert. Zach Kent, Carson Kelly. Tyro Estrada. So these are sitting on the Topps website for $100 a box. Cam Smith is a nice holographic there. When you hit, you can hit huge. There's a lot of upside in these boxes, but it looks like it's mostly relics. So you're looking to hit. You're looking to spike a monster name on your 1 numbered card per box or get lucky and catch an auto. But these days, something for under $100 is really tough to come by in a hobby version. So I get it. I get the product. Can't really complain about it. There's nothing under $100 where you can hit massive. I mean, you can hit an Otani. You can hit probably a red ink Otani is probably a $10,000 card. So for $100, you know, the product is what it is. It's not something I would generally choose to rip personally, but I get why people like it. I always try to give you my honest feedback during breaks on what I think of products. Not that anybody cares or that it matters what I think or that my opinion's right. I just always try to kind of rate the product for you. For me, this is one I just would kind of stay away from, only because of the lack of numbered cards. But I like more numbered cards, and I'm generally okay paying a little bit higher price point for something I want to rip to get more numbered cards. On the flip side, you know, there's products that are higher priced that I don't like ripping too. So for me, there's a ton of upside, but you really got to hit, and the odds of hitting are low. So if you're a gambler and you want to rip, you know, or you're a set collector, this can be a really fun product. Rafael Devers, I mean, the prices into the breaks tonight were pretty affordable, so you got a lot of upside here, and you just got to hit. Got to hit. Got to catch a crazy case. Got to catch a crazy card. Narvaez. On the flip side of that, if you bought like Update Chrome Hobby last week, which I didn't get because I had a feeling the product was going to be kind of rough. Rojas, you know, you were paying $350 a box to get one kind of super lousy auto for the most part, and like 2 numbered cards. What's a better value? These are Allen and Ginter. Finnerty, I would say Allen and Ginter, probably. My opinion. Allen and Ginter's got some crazy stuff, but a lot of non-sports autos and stuff, so it's kind of a niche product. Depends on what you like. But Allen and Ginter, I think probably, in terms of ROI per box, you're going to get more out of an Allen and Ginter box. I think the upside is similar, but you'd have to look at the odds. There's some guys on Twitter X. There's a guy that I can't think of his screen name, but he, like, after every release tweets out like the total print run and the odds of hitting every single card in the case, and it's been really cool to see because he goes by the odds and he can tell you exactly how many of each SKU they printed. It's pretty wild to see. Like with Topps Chrome Basketball, man, did they print a lot of that. So I'm curious to see. There's Brandon Lockridge Refractor. I'm curious to see how hard it is to hit in Topps Chrome Basketball, because it seems like that was printed to the moon, which we all expected. Of course it's printed to the moon. Of course it was. Kodai Senga, Brady Basso. This one feels thick, maybe? Can't tell. It's either got a refractor or an auto in it. Refractor. Chandler Simpson. A couple nice Chandler Simpsons in here. The self-proclaimed fastest man. I like Pro Debut. Yeah, I agree. I like Pro Debut. This year, Pro Debut was a little rough for me. In the past, Pro Debut has been one of my favorite personal rips, Jake Myers. This year, I found that the cases didn't really have... I think we ripped 3 or 4 cases of them. I didn't find any of the top prospects really in our cases. I think they printed that a little higher this year. And they only did the one format. So like in the past, there's Elvis again. In the past, you could get the jumbos and you kind of had a better hit rate. You paid a little bit more, but they were still super affordable. This year, they only did jumbo. They called it hobby, but there was no hobby jumbo difference. And I felt like the cases were just kind of, they left us wanting. Colton Gordon auto. So, like, I don't even know who Colton Gordon is. Looks like a left-handed pitcher. Not sure if he's a relief pitcher. But that's what this product is going to get you. Like, you have a chance at some crazy cards, but odds are you're going to get more guys like Colton Gordon, which, if you like Colton Gordon, you think he's going to be a stud, that's great. But I don't know much about him, so. Am I looking forward to Bowman Draft? Yeah, it usually comes out in December, so I don't know what the release date on that is. That's usually a December product, though. But any Bowman product is generally what I look forward to. I'm not as big on like the Topps Chrome. I don't look forward as much to Topps Chrome as I do to Bowman. But everyone's different. Every breaker, every collector is different. Is it 12/22? Is that the pre-sale date? I don't know, man. I didn't get in on any of the pre-sale stuff for that or even pre-order it anywhere. yet. Is it really 12/22? Nah, there's no way. The pre-order date might be 12/22, but there's no way. Like, the drop's got to be at the end of January, right? Yeah, because next week the only things releasing are racing, a couple NASCAR products, and what else? Flawless baseball, which I actually do have a case of. I don't generally rip Flawless in anything, but I'm looking forward to ripping baseball this year just because they got bat knobs in there. Pre-orders 12/22, perfect. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what the retro fractors are. There's Mike Trout, perfect 10. This is Trout's only card in this product, which is such a mistake, but got a holographic version of it. Trout and Bobby Witt are only in that set, that insert set. Yeah, they got a couple crazy pre-orders next week. They got a WWE pre-order that's going to be pretty big on Monday. I think he may have. Agustin Ramirez. They got a WWE product coming out Monday and Bowman Draft 2022. Yeah, so we're getting everybody to spend all their money right before Christmas. That's the goal, I guess. Black border, Merrill Kelly, Sam Huff. That's our first black border non-chrome. Merrill Kelly. All right, not numbered. Liam Hicks. Blue Chrome, Ryan O'Hearn to 150. G Lux. So we're halfway through this case. Nothing really to get excited about. So it gives you kind of an idea on your hit rate. Again, I don't rip Heritage all that often. I ripped, I think, one case of the regular Heritage and just the one case of this. I try to get every product in just to give myself a scope of kind of understanding all the different products. But this one specifically, it's a really tough hit rate. Ronnie Simon, limited to 50. Thank you, John. Mini boxes I recommend not ripping and just holding sealed. So, it's tough to say. Like, are you talking about stuff that, are you buying them by the box or by the case? I think stuff by the box, if you're going to hold something, you want it to be by the case generally. Vivas rookie. So if you think that, if you love a rookie class, there's really not a product I don't recommend holding. It's kind of like prospecting in terms of what you think the upside is. Like, the Wander Franco, Bobby Witt, Julio Rodriguez class. Like, I bet a lot of people held that stuff year of and were like, oh man, I'm putting cases of this away. And at the time, it probably seemed like a good gamble, but it really just depends on your own intuition and what you see for the future. Ellie De La Cruz stuff at the time, everybody was like, Ellie's the greatest thing ever, and he's, oh my God, and like he peaked so early, and it's like even like Ellie Wax is coming down. I don't know. It's tough to say, and you have to find the right time to sell. Yeah, Connor Griffin Kurtz draft box would be a good one to hold. For me, there's not, I don't know. I'm always a you got to do it for 2 years guy. I'm the same with baseball as I am with, like in basketball, it's different. Basketball stuff sells, like you could have a guy score 35 and you can post all the stuff you're holding of that guy the next day and get 10x on it. Basketball's so much fun to buy if you think a player's going to have a breakout season or a breakout week or is on a team where they might get a bunch of extended run. In baseball, for me, you got to show me 2 years straight before I'm interested. And it's really hard to buy. It's really hard for me. I don't really invest in a whole lot of baseball players or sealed wax, but that's just me personally. Just because the fluctuations have been huge. I think basketball, I think some old Panini stuff is going to be interesting investing wise. I think some of this last year of Panini is a really good hold. No, I don't know. Do you think Cooper Flagg's a generational? Do you think he's going to be the next? Like, what do you think? Where do you think he comps out? Cal Quantrill? And that's what it depends. Like, for me with basketball, I'm more into guys like, I think Dylan Harper is a great prospect because I buy into the organization as well. So like in basketball, a lot of guys are into like Derek Queen, who's like a really good talent, right? But he's on the Pelicans. It's like when's the last time the Pelicans were relevant in basketball? So you're investing in a player, but also the organization. Like I remember, you can go back on my stream for years, and this isn't like a pat on the back. This is just a time where I happen to be right. But I used to always just laugh when people were buying LaMelo Ball cards at peak prices. And I'm like, what do you think is going to happen with LaMelo Ball? Like he's a stat monster, right? But they lose like every game. Like he might throw up 28, 12, and 8 4 straight games, but most of those games they lose by 30. So it's like, what if you're buying his cards? There's Jack Flaherty. If you're buying his cards, what do you expect to happen to those cards? Like how could they possibly go up any higher than they are right now? But it's like Anthony Edwards was significantly cheaper, but you could see them building a team around him and getting better, and it was like that was the investment there. I wasn't screaming at everybody to invest in Anthony Edwards. I didn't think he was going to be as talented as he has turned out to be at the NBA level, so I was a little bit wrong on him. But yeah, it's a fun game in the NBA. Ty France, but everybody in the NBA wants to buy high. So like for me, like I'm a Cavs fan, but I happen to think Jalen Tyson's really, really talented, and he's just kind of coming into his own a little bit when he gets playing time in his second year. So I bought a bunch of his stuff. The Cavs are obviously a top team in the East. So like the organization is good. There's a Jackson Holiday bat relic. The organization is strong. So like the Cavs are a strong buy for me. So I bought a bunch of Jalen Tyson. I'm a bit of a homer because I'm a Cavs fan. I live in Cleveland, but I bought a bunch of his stuff really cheap. And the other night he had like 28, kind of had his breakout game. And I didn't list anything because I'm holding him a little bit longer. But I saw his prices the next day and I was like, could have sold a bunch of stuff the next day. Justin Hagenman, this is a black border. I guess those are to 50. My friend John over on YouTube says. Yeah, Corbin Carroll, I think Corbin Carroll had a sophomore slump. I mean, insane rookie year, a little bit of sophomore slump. He's probably a good buy right now if you believe in the talent. But baseball's so tough because it's Dodgers, Yankees. You got to be in a big market. Ryan Johnson. What happens if Nick Kurtz? What happens if you have a huge Nick Kurtz investment and he ends up, first 2 months of the season he's batting 187 with 8 home runs. It's that's the challenge when you buy guys at peak. So for me, I don't know. It is everybody's allowed and welcome to do whatever they want in terms of buying cards, buying players, holding wax. But for me, I don't know. I would buy all-time greats. I would buy the all-time greats, graded high, just keep holding them. Because I do think, in a weird way, I think we're getting into another era where, not junk wax era per se, but just to where base cards and non-numbered stuff have way less value. Even I remember in the middle of the peak of the boom here, Zion base rookie cards were selling for $275 raw. It's what? And I came across a listing last night. I don't know what I typed in, but I was looking for something, and I came across a John Morant, Beckett, MJ, Kobe, LeBron. There is actually a triple auto, I believe. I know there's MJ autos with Kobe. Willie McIver. Where was I going? Oh, and I came across a John Morant Donruss Optic Gem Mint Beckett 9.5, and it was $20 their best offer, and it was whoa, that card. There's Nick Kurtz. There he is. Is that card 700? Yeah, that's an image variation. Nick Kurtz. There you go. But it was wow. Imagine how many people probably bought and graded so many John Morant and Zion rookies and just are just trying to get rid of them now for a couple bucks. And John Morant's still a really good player. I mean, he's had some stupid stuff happen. He's still a really talented player. They got a really good team there too, despite they all get injured every week. But it's just wild how cheap his stuff has gotten. Yeah, for me, like I collect personally for my kids. My kids collect all sorts of stuff. They collect Jose Ramirez autos. So like we've got a couple crazy cool Jose autos. Like they like wrestling cards. My kids are young though, but like what I collect for them, I only collect personally on card autos of all time greats. So someone who I consider to be an all time great in a sport, I would like on card autos of them, and I throw them in the safe for them to have someday. So like I've got some cool ones. I've got a Peyton Manning, I've got an Aaron Rodgers from the Packers days on card. Carlos Santana. I really want a Tiger Woods. I haven't gotten a Tiger Woods on card auto yet, but I will eventually. I just haven't found the right one that like I fell in love with and was willing to spend the crazy price. Chris Sale holographic. But that's what I collect. On card autos of all time greats. I don't have a Brady either, but I've got some cool ones. I've got some cool baseball ones. I've got a Cal Ripken. You know, I've got some fun stuff. I've got a Greg Maddux, who I consider to be the greatest pitcher I ever saw. I got a Nolan Ryan. So that's me. But that's why I love this hobby, and that's what I love doing. What I do is because I meet and talk to a bunch of different people that have completely different viewpoints than I do, and it's not to say I'm right. I just give you my opinion. A lot of people ask my opinion. It's like, hey, you know, I know what I know, and other people know what they know, and people teach me stuff all the time. Any players I think are undervalued? There's players I think are overvalued. Like I think Mike Trout is overvalued personally. I don't know. Let me think about that. Undervalued. I think if it were me, I think some cool cards that I would be going after. Like I think Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, those guys from that era are a little undervalued. Like the non-Jordan guys. That's just my opinion. I just think they were so good. I think that was such an insane era of basketball. I don't know. I'd have to think about that for a little while. Who I think is undervalued. It's hard to say undervalued on like current players. Like I think Jaden Daniels. Like I said, I'm always really leery until you show me 2 years of it. Like everybody went nuts over Mac Jones when he was a rookie in New England, and I was like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" Like I never thought he was good at all. Jaden Daniels obviously was super talented, had an insane rookie year, but everybody's buying. And it's like, again, why are you buying at peak? And I kind of thought he was I didn't know that his body type was going to take the running. Like Josh Allen can handle the running. Like he's 250. Jaden Daniels is like 210, soaking wet. Like incredible game processing, like mind, really talented quarterback, but they're going to run him 10 times a game and the cornerbacks are bigger than him. It just doesn't make sense to me why they would do that. So like for me, I just wasn't interested in buying him. But with all rookie quarterbacks, like everyone's buying Jackson Dart right now. And it's like, what has he showed you outside of, being fun, being a cool dude? Seems like a really cool dude. It's fun to watch, but like he's not winning. And he also runs too much, and he's getting drilled down the field. Dominique Wilkins was awesome. Dominique was awesome. Larry Bird was awesome. Isaiah Thomas was awesome. Patrick Ewing was awesome. Like David Robinson. Like that was such an insane era of basketball. But like for me, I'm 43. So I've gotten to grow up watching what, in my opinion, was the greatest 2 eras of basketball ever. And then the greatest era of quarterback play ever. I mean, Brady, Rodgers, Breeze, and Manning at the same time. Right after Marino, Steve Young, Elway, Joe Montana. I mean, and now it's like, who do we got? Who's your Mount Rushmore now? Who we got now? You guys would have told me Mahomes a couple years ago, but I mean, he's had a couple of rough years in a row, and it's like you start to realize like when the offensive line is perfect and you don't have Tyreek Hill stretching the field and peak Travis Kelce, and like now you got to deal with like normal football team problems. Like, yeah, he's still really good, but like he's not on that level. in my opinion. Joe Burrow just scored 0 points this week against Baltimore, who's a bottom 5 defense. Like everybody wants to like tell you every quarterback is incredible, but for me, it's Josh Allen right now, and I'm not a Bills fan. I do like him, but it's Josh Allen, and then Goose Gossage, red ink. Wow, that's nasty. See, I get rambling about quarterbacks. Red ink, Rich Goose Gossage. What a cool card. Congrats to that spot. Yeah, like Aaron Rodgers did, sat on the bench. Goose Gossage, very cool. Matty Shaw. But I just don't see any. I don't see any great quarterbacks outside of Josh Allen in the league right now. It's just my opinion. There's a bunch of good ones. Like Jordan Love, he's good. He's not great. Zach Bean out of 200. So we're kind of entering into an era of tough, it's tough sledding. Like the NBA, like LeBron, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, those guys are all getting old. Their teams, right now aren't, the Lakers we'll see. And we'll see what they can do with Luka and, everything they're working on. But Cole Henry, but the NBA needs a superstar to, carry them. The NBA has always been... yeah, but Wemby can't stay on the court. I hope he does, because, man, is he fun to watch. But, the blood clot or whatever was kind of a freak thing. But, I feel like with his body style, I just think he's going to struggle to stay on the court. Just my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. But, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's a nice player. I don't think he's at that level, personally, to carry the league. Cade Horton. Guy that's a mid-range guy that depends on getting to the foul line a bazillion times a game. Obviously they're really good, but, they're the best team in the league right now. But you're just Field of Jeans. That's a nickname one. Yeah, Rich Hill. All right, I caught that. Field of Jeans, Rich Hill. There's a nickname variation. But the NBA is in a weird spot. They're dying for somebody to take the torch, and hopefully it's Wemby. Maybe it's Cooper Flagg. I don't know. But if I'm buying, just my opinion, not that my opinion matters. If you're buying prospects or buying rookies, buy the team. So buy a franchise that you believe is going places, because if they're not, your cards aren't going to go up in value, especially if you're buying them high. Mike Schmidt, holographic. Alec Thomas. I got a lot of people that I met through breaks that message me and stuff all the time. I'm always around. I got a couple of toddlers. I coach a bunch of sports. So, I try to respond as much as I can. But, the hobby's a great place. Cards are awesome. Mostly all cards. People who collect cards are all sports fans, and that's what we're all doing here. Blade Tidwell. We're trying to get cards of our favorite players, or players that we think are going to be great that we can make some money on. But if I were buying in this draft class in NBA, I just think Cooper Flagg, you're buying really high. I do like the organization. Kyron Paris, Willie Castro. I love the fact that when Kyrie comes back, they have the 2 big guys. They have 3 big guys actually, with Davis, Gafford, and Lively. I mean, they're an immediate contender if Kyrie comes back. Hageman to 150, Wilmer Flores. So perhaps in the next couple of years they do compete, but I'd be buying Dylan Harper just because I think the Spurs are heading in the right direction. Stanford has had a good career. Come on. All right, we're getting towards the end of box 8. We got a Goose Gossage, red ink, which is probably the hit of the case so far. There's Nick Kurtz. We got a Nick Kurtz variation on the board. A couple other autos. Matty Shaw. Refractor variation. Elvis Alvarado, Trevor Story, Tyler Mahle. I enjoy the Spurs. I enjoy watching them. They made a hell of a run. A hell of a run in the NBA Cup. Ben Williamson. Higashioka. Blue ball. All right. Oh, man. Castle's a stud. And that would be... So there would be a good investment if you want to ask my opinion. Last year's Prism basketball, Again, last year's Optic basketball, that stuff is dirt cheap right now because that rookie class, Castle's at the lead, but also you've got like that's the last Panini. I think that stuff could be a sneaky buy and hold. Like Panini, when they lost the WWE license, all that stuff went through the roof. Pretty shortly after. It hasn't happened in basketball yet just because the rookie class is kind of, everybody's kind of questioning the rookie class. But you believe in Steph Castle and you believe in some of those guys. I mean, who else is in there? Donovan Clingan, and you got Ron Holland and Terrence Shannon. I mean, there's a lot of like fringe stars in that class. But if you think Castle's going to be the guy and you think the last year of Panini basketball, I mean, I think that stuff could be a pretty good buy and hold for a couple of years, honestly. Yastrzemski. Me personally, I don't buy and hold a lot of wax because what will end up happening is my kids will come in the room and they'll be like, can we open something? And we tend to just rip stuff. So there's another Nick Kurtz. There's the variation refractor. That's a nice one there for the Kurtz spots. You know, you got the refractor chrome and the variation. Yeah, that's card 706. So that's nice. Kurtz 2 times. Oh, Stafford has had a good career, yeah. Matty Stafford has had an incredible season this year. Great career. Great career. Nice guy, too. Scott Efros. Nice guy, too. It always helps to be a good dude. I don't have a Stafford auto. It's weird because I feel like Stafford spent so many years just chucking him up to Megatron, Clay Holmes, and like, you know, being like a fringe playoff team, but like, I feel like he wasted a lot of time, but finally found the right coach. Love Sean McVay. Here's another black border. Sarin Lau. Jonathan Aranda. Sean McVay. Such a good coach. Changes everything, man. Changes everything when you get to play with a great coach. It's like Mahomes got to go right in and sit behind Alex Smith and learn from Andy Reid, and then basically play his whole career with Andy Reid. A Relvis Martinez auto. I can't imagine, and obviously Patrick Mahomes is an incredible talent, but I can't imagine what his career would look like potentially differently if he would have got drafted by the Browns and had, I can't even think of his name, the guy when we were 1-31. It'll come to me. Oh, man, I can't think of his name. And I'm a Browns fan, but I can't think of the 1-31 coach's name. Anyhow, it'll come to me. But it just, situation matters. Talent matters. Like, how good are you going to be is not necessarily up to you. It's up to the organization. And it's a wild thing for some of these quarterbacks. Like, look at Jackson Dart already in, and Daboll gets fired, and now you're dealing with Mike Kafka, and you're going to have a new guy next year, Cam Smith. So you're going to have to learn a whole other system. No, it wasn't Butch Davis. It was Hugh Jackson. That's who it was. Hugh Jackson. 1-31. Imagine if he would have come in there. Baker Mayfield got drafted by Hugh Jackson and actually has gone on to have a pretty nice career. He's having a great year in Tampa. Second half of the year hasn't been great, but if Mahomes would have come in under that regime, I wonder if he would be, you know, as wildly thought of as great as he is. Devers to 150. Evan Phillips. I wonder if he would even still be in the league. Like, that organization the Browns are so dysfunctional. Like, the culture is awful. The players talk shit about the coaches all the time. Like, it's a wild thing to have to endure for a player that just wants to play football. Like, it's a crazy thing. Verdugo. I guess I would say, somebody asked me who I think is undervalued. I think Ronald Acuna Jr. might be undervalued, but I just think I think he's so much fun to watch. I think he might be the most talented player in the league outside of Ohtani. It just got to stay healthy. Love to see him stay healthy for a full year this coming year and see what he can do. Reggie Jackson, Cal Quantrill. Reggie Jackson is a holographic foil. Max Muncy. Logan Henderson refractor. Cade Horton. Oswaldo Cabrera. Come on, let's see a red or a super, something wild out of this case. It's been kind of a boring case. Rich Gossage leading the charge. It's a sweet card, but I don't want a Rich Gossage Redding to be the best card out of the case. Come on. Thomas Harrington, Logan Henderson, Braden Fisher. McGreevy. Zach Veen. Brad Lord. Yeah, for sure. For sure he does. We know in Braves country, yeah, for sure. Guy's awesome. Hageman. Zach Kent. Cal Quantrill. There's Yaz. Nick Kurtz. That's the base. All I'm seeing lately in terms of hobby conversation is everyone freaking out about, I don't even know who it was, somebody hitting all the debut patches, somebody hitting, some breaker hitting all the same ones. And so I don't get involved in that stuff. I'm not one of the fanatics breakers, so I don't know anything about that stuff, but I know that was the big chat last week. Hey, you know, I saw somebody saying they hit 3 in one case. Odds are really tough of doing that, but I've always been one that, like, I know, like, a lot of breakers used to take heat, like, late, and people would always get mad when they hit all, like, the crazy cards, but, like, for me, I was like, well, they're ripping more volume than anybody else, so, like, the odds are in their favor, but I just don't know anymore. You just never know. It's like if you're ripping 15 cases a day, like, your odds of hitting super fractors are better than a breaker who's hitting 1, and a guy who buys 1 hobby box at home, certainly, but I get the other side of the argument as well. I get what everybody, I get it. I get it that everybody wants to see, you know, if you buy your hobby box, you want as good of a chance of getting the super fractor as, you know, the other guys. I don't know. I don't know how you regulate that. I think eventually the hobby will have to be regulated, like, because essentially with some of these, like this product, like, you know, this is mostly this is a collector's product for the most part, but like some of these products, like when you buy into breaks, like some of these cases that go for $15,000 and like the definitives and some of those stuff, you know, it's like when you buy into those, like, you're essentially gambling, like, you know, and it's big money gambling. Like, I don't know, at some point you might have to regulate that stuff. I don't know. Who knows? I suppose they could, but like if they were gonna do that, I don't know. I just feel like it might turn more people off than it would, you know, like what would be the benefit of doing that? Like I always try to play devil's advocate with stuff like that. Like when they're like, oh, well, they're giving loaded cases. It's like I get the argument that like they would want the best cards to be shown on their platform, but like, do they really want everyone talking negatively about it? Like, or do they care? I don't know. There's a couple different viewpoints there. I don't know which one's right. I really don't. Zach McKinstry. Matty Gorski. Alex Verdugo. Michael Bush. There's Dollander to 200. Justin Turner. Higashioka. Again, kind of a boring case, guys. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what to expect coming into Heritage High Number. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 autos. 4 autos. Sam Huff. 4 autos, 5 relics. This is box 10, so I was hoping for 6 autos. I feel like that should be what you get. Hoping for 6. We got a couple cool variations of the top name rookies. Van Way, Phil Matone, Edgar Quero. Again, if you guys want to come hang out and rip Cosmic Chrome, that's at 9:30 Eastern Time tomorrow. Tyler Tolbert. And then we'll have some Topps Chrome basketball late night at 11. Friday night, Topps Chrome Hobby at 11. Saturday, I'm off. So my wife and my annual finish up the Christmas shopping and hire a babysitter and get a little date night. And Sunday, we've got my son's birthday party here. Then we'll be ripping some Topps Chrome after that. Sung Che Chang. So we'll be here tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, and then Tuesday we're going to do some live fills. Live fills with Topps Chrome basketball. So we'll do random teams with $1 starts here on eBay Live. This feels like a relic. Let's see if my intuition is correct. It was. I can still feel them sometimes. Look at that. Tony Perez, hand numbered. Relic auto out of 76. That's nasty. Very nice, Tony Perez. Okay. Hand numbered. 49 out of 76. Yeah, and I'm guessing that was game 1. Yeah, game used. Tony Perez. Very nice. So the old timers are coming out. Tony Perez and Rich Goose Gossage. All right, see, I mean, there are some damn cool hits in this stuff. Damn cool hits. And so now we're up to 5 and 5. So it looks like 6 autos. Ty France to 150. I don't know. At $100 a box or whatever. I don't know. Especially if you have an interest in some of the, the Hall of Famers and the all-time greats. It's a decent rip. I mean, those 2 cards in the front are really cool. Imagine if you hit an Otani red ink auto out of the box of this. I mean, that's a $10,000 card. There's very few products you can buy for $100. There's Drake Baldwin Chrome. Very few products anymore you can buy for $100 where you have $10,000 upside. This is one of them. Alan Ginter's another one. So, the odds are not in your favor, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. A Kurtz red auto would be a few $1,000 card. So there's a bunch of crazy cards you could hit out of this stuff. There's a Keyshaw. Yeah. I mean, and it depends also. It depends on, what you're ripping for. People ask me that all the time. What would you rip? And it's well, what's your goal? Is your goal ROI? Is your goal upside? Is your goal getting a percentage of your money back if it's a shitty box? There's all the different products have different levels on that stuff. With this at $100, depends. If you're going to list every card and you've got the time to piece them out and get your money back, yeah, you're probably going to get 50% of your money back if you're going to put the work in. So your downside is really low. Fulford refractor. Your upside is obviously huge. So, this isn't a horrible rip in terms of ROI and upside combo. There's a lot of, you start spending $500, $600, $700 on a box. Your ROI is crazy bad in some of these products. So, I don't know. I just imagine, I always tell everybody, before you buy it, make sure you can see a checklist. A lot of times now, Fanatics will put the pre-order up, but you can't see the checklist, which I hate. Patrick Corbin, and I pre-order a lot of stuff. Lyman Bostock, another buyback. Brad Lord. Make sure you can see the checklist, and if you can't, in my opinion, I don't know. I pre-order some of it for breaks without seeing the checklist. But if I was ripping it myself, I'd want to see the checklist. And, and watch a couple, if you can, watch a couple boxes first. Don't pre-order it. Wait and see. Watch a couple boxes. See what the hit rates look like. See if you like the cards. See if your favorite players have cool cards in them. Manzardo to 76. I do like Kyle Manzardo. I do. I think he's got a bunch of upside. Guardians are always going to be kind of hovering around the playoffs just because they play ball the right way. Manzardo to 76. He's somebody who might be a little undervalued. Cincinnati Reds undefeated. Who's that? Ken Griffey Sr. Nice senior. Shane Bieber. The Biebs. All right, we got 2 boxes left to go. Again, thanks so much, guys, for joining the break. Hopefully you've enjoyed the chat, the banter. I always try to keep it real here. I always try to give you honest opinions on what we're ripping, what my thoughts are. Sometimes I absolutely love the product. Sometimes I absolutely hate them. This one's kind of in the middle for me. Let's see what that says. Lyman Bostock is a tragic story. Shot in 1978. Was he really? Shot and killed, or shot and just unable to continue playing? Or how did that? Tell me about it. I always like to hear. I don't know anything about that. All right, 2 boxes to go, guys. I'm guessing we'll see 1 relic and 1 auto is what my guess is. But I'm hoping we see an orange or better. I'd love to see a red chrome or a super. Like I said at the beginning of the break, I haven't pulled a super in a couple of months. The last one I pulled was out of UFC. So hopefully we can pull a super or a red. Died a few hours later. Jeez, oh man. Any idea why? I'm always curious on that. Like after a game got shot, why? What was the reasoning? What was the motive? I was a passenger in a car. Willie Castro. That stinks. I always thought the most tragic story, maybe not the most, but like just for me, one that really saddened me was Reggie Lewis. Remember him for the Celtics? God, was he good. God, was he good. And he just had the heart problems and died way too young. He was so smooth. Someone got him. Yeah, but like Reggie Lewis, for me, was like the guy that just didn't make any sense. That one didn't make any sense. Yeah, Hank Gathers. Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor's probably the one from like this generation that like made me. Kobe Bryant was obviously, but after his career was over. But man, Sean Taylor in the prime of his career. Easily the most fun safety since Ronnie Lott to watch. I mean, Polamalu was fun to watch too. Brady Basso. Marcelo. But Sean Taylor, man, that one was crazy. Sean Taylor, I wonder if he's got some crazy cards out there. I've never looked around to see if he's got any old, like, chrome. His stuff's got to be worth a fortune. Martin Perez. Cameron Meisner. Doug Nikazi. Gusto. Bobby Witt Jr., his 1 card in the set. Agustin Ramirez. Sean Taylor's highly collected. Yeah, I figured he probably would be. You know what's a fun thing to go back and look at? I'm an Ohio State fan, so ignore my bias. But that Ohio State-Miami national title game, go back and look at those 2 teams and how many NFL All-Pros, Brian Hayes, came off those 2 teams. That Miami team may actually have been the greatest collection of talent of any football team ever assembled at the collegiate level. And it may never be surpassed. Like, go back and look at that team. I mean, it was ridiculous. Out of 200, Rylan Thomas. And the Ohio State team was nutso too. Absolutely nutso. But the Miami team, holy moly. Kellen Winslow, Sean Taylor, Santana Moss, Jonathan Vilma, Bryant McKinney, I think, was on that team. There's other tackles that ended up playing. Oh, God, the pitcher for the Marlins. What the hell was his name? He was so good, too. He was so young and so good. What was his name? His stuff's got to be highly collectible, too, I would guess. Marcelo, Phil Matone, Tommy Pham. Can't think of his name. My roommate, Jose Fernandez, Jofer, yeah. Willis McGahee, yeah. Like, go back and look at those rosters if you're ever bored and you want something to just, like, entertain yourself. Those rosters, oh, my God. Those were the 2. That was the best. The game was awesome. Game would have been on. I'm an Ohio State fan. It was probably the greatest game I've ever seen. But even if they would have lost, I would still say the same thing. Like, it was just such a good football game. Matt Swanson. Detroit Tigers. Buyback. So we got 3 buybacks. We didn't list any of those spots. We'll do something fun. The last 3 players of the break will get the 3 buybacks randomly. I didn't list the buyback spot, and they're not on the checklist. So we have 3 so far. If we get any more of them. Victor Scott, that's got to be a variation. No, 612. Cool looking card. Nick Kurtz insert. Those buybacks will go to the last 3 players of the break. Drake Baldwin, Leo Rivas, and Travis Darno. This feels thick. We're going to get our relic out of the way and save an auto for the last one, hopefully. Let's get a relic out of the way. Or it could be a relic auto. You never know. Actually, no, it's not a relic. It's another Ken Griffey Sr. and a Connor Joe. Felt thick. It wasn't. Still think we're going to see one more cool auto out of here. I don't know why. One more current cool player auto. That's what my gut tells me. My gut is right sometimes and wrong a lot. Gavin Lux, Otani. We haven't pulled an auto or a relic out of here yet, have we? No. Lucas Giolito. JP Sears Chrome. Blaine Krim. Willie McIver. Jordan Beck, red auto. Man, 2 red autos out of the same case. I feel like that's got to be kind of rare. Jordan Beck, red ink. Jordan Beck. So 2 red inks and a relic auto. Maybe we'll catch another auto. Who knows? Give me a numbered card here. 2 red inks, man. Those are not easy to hit. Something short printed, please. Black Chrome. Alec Thomas to 76. Alec Thomas. To 76. Chase Lee. Taylor Ward. The mountains in the background there on the chrome. Mason Miller. Xander Bogaerts. Eric Wagaman. Paxton Schultz. Matt Lugo. Tyler Tolbert. Liam Hicks. Casey Mize. Kepler. Tyro Estrada. It's come time for the final box. I hope we don't see a relic in there, but we have pulled 6 autos and 2 reds, so I feel like a relic is probably what's coming our way, but I hope it's not. Good luck on the final box. Again, thanks so much, everybody who's been hanging out. The chat got a little bit fun here. Appreciate you guys. I know it's been kind of a boring case, so thanks for keeping me entertained. Hopefully I did the same for you. We're usually here 4 or 5 nights a week, so if you like what you see here, save us as a seller on eBay. Come on back again. I'd love to have you back. We rip all sports, a lot of combat sports, very little bit of soccer. Soccer is the one sport when I rip it, I don't know anything about it. So if you're buying into my Merlin soccer break on Sunday, just know that I don't know anything about soccer other than who the big names are. So I do my best, but I certainly can't lead a soccer discussion. It's just the one sport I don't watch, never really did. Don't have any interest in watching it moving forward, but every once in a while I'll tune in during the World Cup, but even that, I'm just not. It just doesn't do it for me. It was never my sport. Caleb Durbin, Eric Miller. Tyler Owens. Paul DeYoung. I feel like Evan Sisk has had 1,000 cards in this case. I don't know who he is, but he's got a lot of cards in here. Yoel Pozo. Mookie. Hobby. Mason Fuluharty. Caleb Freeman. Scott Frost. Javi Baez, Yohel Pozo. Ty France. Chandler Simpson. Nothing yet in the final box. Looking for an auto or a relic. Maybe we'll catch one of those boxes with 2 numbered cards. We love to see those. Tyro Estrada, Will Wilson. I went to school with a Mark Marcus. I feel like that's one of those, like if your last name's Wilson, like you just immediately cross Will off the list, but you know, that's just my opinion. They obviously didn't agree with it. Jose Quintana to 76, black refractor. It's like if your last name's Marcus, you're probably like, all right, what are we naming our kid? Definitely not Mark. I'm going to avoid that one, but no. Some people are like, yeah, screw it. We're going to go with it. All right, Michael McGreevy refractor. Travis Darno. Dustin May. Agustin. Matty Boyd. Come on, give us an auto and not a relic. Michael Garcia. Kyle Stowers. Tim Elko. Mick. David Davis, yeah. Hey, some people are different. They name their kids whatever they want. There was a good joke about that back in the day. I don't remember what the comedian's name was. That's a relic, I believe. Maybe it's an auto. Because like you can literally name your kid anything you want. Luis Arias. It's a cool relic, by the way. Good name, Arias. All right, we're hoping for another numbered card on the way out. Luis Arias, little camo relic. So we went 6 and 6. I'm guessing that's probably the standard. Mark Marks, yeah, I knew a Mark Marcus, M-A-R-C-U-S. It's like, man. All right. Black refractor, Chase Meadroth to 76. So 2 to 76 there. I feel like the numbered cards were all pretty short printed. I mean, nothing worse than 150. It's just such a big checklist, and it's so hard to hit the big names. So there's that, but I don't know. I feel like the product I give the product a C+. Evan Sisk. That's where I'm at. I'm a C+. I definitely wouldn't buy any retail versions of it if they're out there in the wild. But for a massive upside, fun little throw it under the Christmas tree or bored on a Friday night and want to have an IPA and rip a box with no worries, yeah, absolutely. Would I rip a full case? I personally wouldn't. There's High Song. I personally probably wouldn't, having seen this case. Like, I feel like this was probably a pretty decent case. Like, I know my Heritage non-high number case didn't have any red ink, so to have 2 is probably a pretty decent case in terms of no retail to set this year. Thank you. It's good to know. But yeah, I mean, can't go wrong. Christian Campbell, that's 725. That's an image variation. I can't believe I caught that. I just knew I saw one earlier and it didn't look like that. Any of the other variations that I might have missed, they'll be sleeved and loaded for you. I promise. I'll catch them in the sort. I always catch them when we sort them by player and I go around. I'm like, wait a minute. That one's different. Christopher Sanchez. Give us one more numbered card. Pie Trainer. That's a cool one right there. That's an old one. 4 buybacks. We'll go to the last 4 cards of the case, which will be in the bottom pack. So I agree with both of those statements. Oh, there's a Freddie Freeman. There you go. He's in here. He exists. All right. The last 4 of the last pack will get a buyback sent with your shipment. Michael Bush, Moniak, Blue Ball. All right, last 4 cards. You get a buyback. I'll send you one of those 4. All right, here we go. 2, 3. Billy Williams. So Zach Kent, Jose Fermin, Braden Fisher, and Edgar Cuero, you're going to get a buyback with your shipment. Those 4 will stay over there so that I remember that. All right, recap coming. I feel like the case was a C. I feel like the red ink actually would make it better. They just weren't like insane names, so I'm going to give it an honest C. I don't know. If you find it at your hobby shop for sub $100, it's worth a rip. You never know. Here we go. Recap. Again, thanks so much, everybody. If you guys want to come by for Cosmic, I'll be here tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern Time. Billy Williams, buyback, Pie Trainer, Christian Campbell variation, Chase Meadroth to 76, Quintana to 76, Alec Thomas to 76, Ken Griffey Sr., buyback Tigers, by Rylan Thomas to 200, Ken Griffey Sr., Manzardo to 76, Lyman Bostock, buyback, Ty France to 150, Dollander to 200, Reggie Jackson, holographics, Devers to 150, Lau, black border, Hageman to 150, Mike Schmidt, holographic, Field of Jeans, Rich Hill, nickname, Zach Veen to 200, Chris Sale, holographics, Justin Hageman again, black border, Ty France to 99, O'Hearn to 150, Merrill Kelly, black border, Mike Trout, holographics, Cam Smith, holographic, Elvis Alvarado, gold to 50, Jake Myers to 76, Bobby Witt, holographic, Colton Gordon to 99, Terso Ornelas to 200, Hank Aaron, holographic, Cesar Geronimo, buyback, Mickey Moniak to 150, Luis Urias to 50, Brooks Lee, holographics, Enrique Hernandez, refractor, Adam Frazier to 200, Matt Swanson, Edgar Cuero. I was sleeving and loading those at the beginning, not realizing how common they were, but they will all be sleeved and loaded when they ship to you. Relics not on the wall. You got Luis Arias. You got Jackson Holiday, bat relic, Mackenzie Gore, Zach Nito, bat relic, Andrew McCutcheon, bat relic, and Michael McGreevy, jersey. And then up on stands, Christian Campbell, holographics. Oh, what's back here? Ben Williamson to 76, rookie. Zach Veen to 99, rookie, green. Nice Matt Shaw, refractor variation. Nick Kurtz, you got a variation and a refractor variation. A couple of autos, Colton Gordon. He's everywhere tonight. Nico Cavadas, Arelvis Martinez, so all base autos there. And then we got a Tony Perez. Relic auto, hand numbered to 76. Very cool there. Jordan Beck, red ink. And Rich Goose Gossage, my favorite card out of the break. You guys have an amazing rest of your Wednesday. Hope to see you guys soon for a break. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.